welcome to another episode of Exquisite TV. I'm your host Jermaine, and today we're at Vietnamese restaurant Viet Lang. This is the Viet crepes, and it's actually made with chicken, shrimp and bean sprouts wrapped in egg and crepe. So it's actually deep fried and it's like a pancake. And if you're wondering why there's crepes in a Vietnamese restaurant, it's because Vietnam was once colonized by the French, and that's why there's French influences in some of their dishes. So this is not entirely a traditional Vietnamese dish. The bean sprouts give it an extra crunch, and the chicken and shrimp actually goes pretty well together. So it's a good combination of meats that they're using in this crepe. And it's actually thin and crisp on the outside and moist and soft on the inside. Wrapping the vegetables around it actually gives it a lighter taste, and so it's not too oily and you don't find it too cloying. This is the cold noodle with salad and stir-fried chicken or beef. You can choose either one to include in the cold noodle. So it comes together like this, and you're supposed to mix it. This cold noodle is actually very refreshing because it's served chilled. And the first thing that you taste when you eat it is actually the sweet and sour sauce that you pour over before you mix it. The chicken actually gives it more body, so it's more filling as well, the dish. And honestly, in my opinion, it's a really healthy dish, since 3/4 of it is made up of vegetables. You've got cucumbers, carrots, bean sprouts, chilies and spring onions in there. And now for the best part of the meal, or at least my favorite part of the meal, is dessert. This in front of me is actually flourless cassava. It is made from tapioca and it's actually baked. So they sprinkle brown sugar on top that is dyed orange, like the kind you can find with the traditional white shredded dough that you eat with the brown sugar at marketplaces or stalls. And it's actually done in the Hui style, which means imperial style. And if you normally go to Vietnam and buy this cassava, it actually comes in huge chunks, but this one comes in a star shape because the presentation is actually imperial style. It's actually very different from other tapioca desserts out there, and I expected it to be a lot more rough, but it's actually really smooth and creamy, and it actually glides down your throat easily. Probably because the tapioca is well grated, so it's actually not that chunky and it's very smooth. And here is the banana sago. It's actually pretty interesting because it's quite unusual, and sago usually, you would expect sago to be paired with mango or pomelo or some other things along those lines, but this is actually paired together with banana, with crushed peanuts and sesame sprinkled on top. The banana is actually not sweet because they use young bananas, so it's slightly unripe and it's a bit sour. But it's an interesting dessert because, like I said before, it's unusual. So it's very thick and sticky. So if you like traditional desserts like peanut paste or sesame paste, you would like this. This dessert is called ice jelly, and it's made up of mung beans, lotus seeds, water chestnut for the added crunch, and the green ice jelly. Yeah. So the liquid base is actually cream and condensed milk. This dessert is actually surprisingly rich and it's very creamy. So it's a good thing that it's served cold as well. And the water chestnuts actually give it added crunch. So there's a good mix of textures in this dessert. I wouldn't exactly call it a beverage or a dessert, but a mix of both. So it's somewhere in between. And I really like it because I have a sweet tooth, so I'm a fan of sweet stuff. That's all the time we have for today on Exquisite TV. I'm your host Jermaine, and if you want to try Vietnamese food at a restaurant, come down to Viet Lang at the Arts House.